It's time for today's Bible story, and it comes from the book of Exodus, chapters 15 and 16. After many years of suffering in the land of Egypt, the Israelites were finally free. God helped Moses lead the people out of Egypt. Now they were making their way across the desert to a new land that God had promised them. As long as the people continued to follow God's lead, they would be fine. 3 days had passed since they had walked through the Red Sea on dry ground, and for 3 days, they couldn't find any water to drink. When they finally found some water, they couldn't drink it because it was too bitter. So the people complained to Moses. You might think that people who just saw the Red Sea split in two would trust God to lead them to what they needed, but they didn't. Moses didn't know what to do, but God did. God told Moses to take his stick and throw it into the bitter water. Once the stick hit the water wasn't bitter anymore, and God's people could drink all the water they wanted. They continued to journey, but then they weren't finding any food to eat. So the people complained to Moses again. You might think that the same people who just saw a stick make water good for drinking would trust God to lead them to what they needed. But they didn't. God answered in this way. Every evening, God would send birds called quails to the people so that they would have meat to eat. In the morning, God would rain down bread from the sky. It was a delicious kind of bread that they had never eaten or seen before. They called it manna. That's how God took care of the Israelites in the middle of the desert. Moses and the Israelites' journey reminds us that God will lead us to what we need.